Ready? Okay.
There you go.
And I was coming into a field where I was brand new, and I thought, who am I to do this? So I was worried about being inadequate, that I wouldn't be enough. And that fear is what made me go, I have to do this. I thought, I can't let fear stop me. I almost did, and then I thought, the reason I have to do this is the fact that I'm afraid.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Day.
And I'm Anna Cantu.
And you're watching
EmpowHER.
This is a podcast designed for high-achieving women through powerful conversations on home, mindset, and business so that you can lead boldly, live fully, and create a life that feels just as good as it looks.
Today we're excited to have none other than Laura Yeh, and you are the CEO of Endlessly Organized. Thank you so much for coming.
It's wonderful to be here. I love getting to chat with you guys, and it's a topic close to my heart.
Awesome. So go ahead.
So tell us, so you are Endlessly Organized. Now, you are a Southlake based professional organizer. Tell us about the reasoning behind Endlessly Organized. Tell us about the logic behind that.
Well, I think that a lot of times we have every intention of getting organized, and once we finally do, it lasts for 3 months, and then it's back to square one, and you have to do it all over again. And I experienced that, even though I've always been fairly tidy and organized, I experienced that in my own home with my my closet in my pantry. Mm-hmm. And my son and my husband are messy people, and we've found a way to make it all work, but I was constantly reorganizing this pantry, and then it would just get messed up in 2 months. And I finally realized that I was organizing for myself, how I would do things, and I'm much more detailed, and I'm much more particular, and I realized this is never going to fly with these guys. I need to do it for them. And so I started
Endlessly.
Yes, I need to make it work for them so they can have buy-in in this process and maintain it and not have it all fall on me. And I think a lot of moms can relate to that it all falls on them. And so I started thinking about, okay, what is it that they need that they could maintain? And so I set up much more simple systems. The last time that I organized my pantry was when we moved to Southlake 4 years ago. I have not had to do it since.
Really?
They all make it work, and it stays the way we want it to, and it's been great. So it really comes down to finding that organizing style that works for the least organized person in your household. And if you can suit them, it will stay organized.
Okay, I am so glad we're having this conversation today. I think mothers all over the place need to hear this, right? Like, spill your secrets.
Well, yeah, just making it not all fall on the mom, because we have so much emotional weight that we carry. We remember all the things. We organize all the stuff. We read all the emails from school, and there are thousands of them. And dad goes off to work and works hard, and that's very appreciated, but it's just a lot of mental load. And so anything that can be done to reduce that, that's something very close to my heart. I want to help moms with that, busy women with that they need to be having other things to focus on. They've got their work, and they want to be present for their kids. It shouldn't be trying to just memorize all these details and keep them all organized. It's just, that's not what life is about. And so I feel like if we can get these systems in place that allow for some of that to be a little more automated, then there's more room to be present.
Would you say that's what inspired you, like your family? Was that the moment, that inspired you to turn your gift for organizing into like a business?
It actually is a little bit more circuitous than that. I used to be a violin teacher. I ran a music school with my husband. It was my dream job that I'd wanted since I was a tiny, kindergarten kid. And I thought I had arrived, that I had this wonderful job teaching music to children. I loved it. But becoming a mom, I found that the schedule of being a professional musician is not conducive to being home in the evenings and on weekends. And I started really craving that time with family. And there was one time for Christmas, my husband got me a package to get our office organized, to combine and have a shared office space, and I was working with this professional organizer, and she said, kind of offhandedly, you know, you'd be really good at this. Call me if you ever want a job. And at the time I dismissed it. I was happy with my job. But then later on, when I was thinking about what can I do that would allow me this space to be with my family, I thought I would enjoy that. It would really be meaningful. I spend all my time organizing at home. I'm always kind of looking at, now I'll organize this space, now I'll organize that space, and you know, just getting more and more of the space the way I want it. How long ago
was that?
This was 2022.
Okay.
So it's still more recent, and that's when I decided I'm just going to do it. I'm going to jump in there and start helping people, and I just wanted to make an impact. Whatever I was going to do, it had to be something where I was really helping people, and this was one way that I felt, if you can be comfortable in your own home, if you can have a sanctuary where you feel peaceful, then you can go out into the world and make a difference too. And so I wanted to be that person that could bring that to their homes.
I think that's near and dear to our heart, which is why we help people find homes, right? So you had mentioned a couple of times that this was near and dear to your heart. Why is this so near and dear to your heart to help people have very organized spaces?
I think that it's the mental health of it, that there's a lot of just underlying anxiety when your home is not organized. And I feel it like when my house gets messy, because all our homes get messy, doesn't matter how orderly you are, it's going to get messy, and they'll get this point where it starts to get a little disorganized, and I'm going, I have to clean it up, and I'll get it cleaned up. And because we have systems in place, that's a fairly simple, easy process to do. But I can relate to how that feels, of not feeling comfortable in your own home and feeling like I can't function. And so I want people to have that peace that I feel when my home is functioning well, and everything's put away, and I know where everything is, and I can find my keys and all those things, and you're not rushing around in the morning feeling frantic, which is not a great way to start the day. So I just feel like if I can give people that peace that I've been able to attain, I would love to do that. I really want to have an impact where I make a difference in someone's life, and I have had clients that have really felt like it was life-changing and life-saving, actually, in some instances where they were going through some hard stuff and they didn't know how they were going to make it through, and just that help was what got them through, and I'm honored to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that just kind of, brings me a picture of like crazy chaos, you know, like just that chaotic home life where, the mom is just like burning at both ends. She's constantly managing the children. She's managing work or business. She's managing the husband. She's trying to get food on the table. The dogs are barking. I mean, it's like, that's just what I picture. I just picture chaos and just burning at both ends, surviving on caffeine, and just like praying to make it through, like praying you don't forget anything.
Yeah, it's just a lot of plates to keep spinning.
It is. It's a lot of cortisol, you know what I mean? Just high stress.
So tell us about those systems in place that you put together. Like, what does it look like? Let's say for someone that has 3 small children, all under 7, for example.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Day.
And I'm Anna Cantu, and we are Day and Cantu Luxury Homes here with EXP Luxury.
And we help families create abundance through the love and the harmony of home.
We are luxury real estate professionals here in Southlake and the surrounding areas.
So give us a call when you're ready to transition to your next level of luxury.
I think with young kids, a lot of times people have this idea of what organization looks like, and it's usually much more complex than it needs to be. And there's this sense that Instagram is a wonderful tool, but it has put these very unrealistic expectations of my home needs to look like this, and it all needs to be pretty bins that are $50 a piece.
Right.
And they all need to color code, and all the crayons need to be color coded, and no child is ever going to maintain that.
And
for one thing.
And do you really do that when you come home from the grocery store?
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Exactly. And so there's these very high expectations that are placed on us now because of what we're seeing on Instagram, that this is what we should be. And so one of the things that when I'm working with a family, or a busy woman or something, is to help them understand that we can let go of some of these shoulds. We don't need to be trapped by expectations we put on ourselves or that we feel like others are putting on us, that it can be simple. It doesn't have to look perfect. It just needs to function well, and it needs to make your life feel peaceful. And so I try with particularly families with young kids, you want much more general organizing. You don't need things to be very micro organized where it's, all the batteries are the same type of battery all together. You want a bin of batteries and they all go in there. And, with your kids, they don't need to fold their clothes. They can put it in a bin. They can do it themselves that way rather than everything being neatly file folded, which some organizers would do. And, if that's what you want, I do that too. But a lot of times with young moms, they can't handle so many things. They just need something simple of, okay, all your shorts go in this bin. All your shirts go in this bin. And so keeping it really simple, I feel like that's
my
the key.
drawers at home. All the shirts go in this drawer.
And as long as they're, like the fabric that doesn't, get creased and stuff like that, which a lot of it is like that now, that works fine. And so just finding what is going to be simplest for you, and that's going to look different for each person. So I spend some time getting to know, what is your organizing style? Do you need to see everything? Are you visual? Does that make you stressed out? Do you want it hidden away? Do you need things in kind of a larger category? Do you need things a little bit smaller? And that may vary in different parts of the house too. Some people may be very detailed in their office and very kind of general in, say, like the kitchen. And so just finding out that information so that those systems can be things that will realistically be maintained, that is definitely my goal.
I see that being a good consultation at the very beginning, so that you can create the system that's maintainable.
Exactly. Well, we do that at the beginning, and then as we go, sometimes people have ideas of what they think they are, and as you work with them, you realize, actually, that's not going to fit you. So let's pivot and do this, and they find, oh yeah, that works great. And so it's kind of an evolving thing of discovery, of you're learning more about what actually works for you. And what works for you might change at different seasons of life, like the young mom might like to be more micro-organized, but they cannot at that stage of life. And that might be more natural to them, that they can do that when their kids are teenagers, maybe. Sure. And so there is this sense of, okay, this is what's going to work for you now. Let's set up systems that will work for you now, and this is how you can tweak them later to fit your different season of life. But that's really how you stay organized, is just keeping those things in mind of what's going to fit me now. And how can I make this work for everybody in my family, not just me, but everybody. So we've got everybody a part of this process and sharing the workload.
So you kind of grow with the family. That's
great. Exactly.
That's different. That's unique.
It's a fun relationship to have. You get to know your clients really well, and I love all my clients. I've had lovely people to work with, and so it's an honor to be in their home and get to know them, get to know their families. So it's definitely an ongoing relationship as you're working, if it's a long-term client. If it's sometimes it's just a pantry and you go in and get it done, and they're happy and they can have a functioning kitchen, and that's great too. So there's definitely a gamut of the kind of work that you do with clients, but definitely I've found that those long-term clients, building that relationship really helps with the maintaining aspect.
I can feel that you make it simple. I can feel that sense, and I like that, because juggling everything, it's very hard, especially like if you're visual, like you said. Like, I can be pretty visual, and it doesn't work for my 8-year-old. So now I'm kind of gauging, the things that I need to incorporate for her to be more organized. And it's just simple, just like you said. I like that.
When labels, when you have kids, labels are everything.
Your
yes.
Holy grail. Huh?
Otherwise, you're going to get something that goes in the office and it's in a kitchen drawer, and you're going, why is that in there? So labels are everything.
Yeah, it's amazing. You actually have to give people direction. This goes here.
Yes, definitely.
So, Laura, what belief did you personally have to let go of in order to grow into the business owner that you are today?
Well, I think that I was experienced in owning businesses because my husband and I have been entrepreneurs since I got out of college. So it's been always. But what was hard for me is that in my previous career, I'd been training since I was 5 years old. I had extensive, I had degrees, I went to grad school, I had certifications. I was an expert in the field and had a lot of experience. And I was coming into a field where I was brand new, and I thought, who am I to do this? So I was worried about being inadequate, that I wouldn't be enough. And that fear is what made me go, I have to do this. I thought, I can't let fear stop me. I almost did, and I thought, the reason I have to do this is the fact that I'm afraid. So I went ahead and...
So how did you do that? Because I think so many of us women experience the I'm not good enough, right? And they struggle to, constantly remind themselves that they are enough, and they let fear paralyze them. So what did that look like for you to feel the fear and do it anyway?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a person of faith, and I think of myself as the reflection of God's light. So it's not my ability that I'm relying on His. And so for me, it was really about not trying to do it all myself, but listening and going, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? And just relying on my faith to get through the difficulties. And as I moved forward, I started getting more experience. I took some training, and of course that helps too. But each step of the way, it was just kind of listening, what is the right step now, and being led instead of me taking charge. And for me, that works well.
I love that, yeah. So letting go.
Yeah.
It's that surrender. I mean, I cannot say how many times. I just feel like we are in the season of surrender, and how essential that is for growth or success, or stepping into your purpose in life.
Well, I think it's letting go of ego, because when and ego has negative and positive manifestations, but I think all of it needs to be let go. Whether it's I feel great, I'm really wonderful, or oh, I'm terrible, all of that is not helpful, because you're still relying on something limited. And for me, relying on God unlimited, that's so much better. How can I not succeed with that? So for me, it's just letting go of that ego that I'm the one in charge, and that I need to make it all happen. I just need to be led and listen, and that's a good path to be on.
I agree. And how much weight do we lift off of our shoulders? Because
So
we
much
don't
weight.
have to be the ones in charge. I like
So much
that.
weight, yeah.
God's in charge.
He's always in charge.
Yep.
So this goes into, like if you were sitting with a woman feeling overwhelmed by life and clutter, right? What would you want her to know from your journey?
I think that it's okay to get help. I think that there's a lot of people that feel like, I should be able to do this. It's that should thinking again. I should be able to do this. I can do this myself. I don't need help. And a lot of times there's embarrassment that they don't want their husbands to know they're getting help, because they feel like their husbands expect them to be able to do it all. And I've worked with male clients too, and they feel like they should be able to do it. It's not that hard. Why can't I do this? And so I feel like that first step of it's okay to get help. Even if you think that you can do it, you're probably not going to. You're busy, you've got other things, and it takes a lot of energy and effort to take the time to think these things through and do it in a way that's gonna last. And so I think just reaching out, that's really that first step, that there's no shame in that there are professional organizers like me that love to do this, and especially when you don't love to do this, why not bring in somebody who loves to do it, and it can be a positive experience instead of something that's draining and hard, and you're doing at the end of a hard work day, or on a Saturday, you finally have a free Saturday and you're organizing your garage. Wouldn't you rather go off with the kids and take them to the water park or something instead? And so just reaching out for help is really the number one thing, that it is okay, and there's no shame in it, and there are people that would love to help.
And once again, it's surrendering that ego.
Yes.
Don't be too proud to ask for the help.
Yes.
Save yourself the agony. I realized this in life. I think this is the reason why I'm just not afraid to tackle things head on, because I just want the best quality of life for as long as I can possibly experience it. It's important to not be so proud that you prolong that peace or that happiness or that relief, because you're just too afraid you have to maintain some type of control over that situation.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's okay to fail. I mean, as you, I'm sure, know, in every business experiences some failure where you go, I'm not going to do it that way again, but now I know one way not to do it. And so, embracing those failures as learning experiences and realizing that, okay, that cost me too much money and this is a better way to do it. Those are invaluable, and success, it sets you up for success in the long term, as long as you're not afraid of those. If you're constantly going through trying to avoid failure, you're going to fail in the outset.
Already failed.
You've already failed, yes.
So, Laura, for someone who's ready to bring more order and more peace into their life, what's the first step that you would personally recommend? And then how can our viewers get a hold of you?
So I think the first thing is reaching out to a professional organizer, and I'm perfectly happy to help. I'd love to help. And I can be reached at endlesslyorganizednow.com. And you go on there and you set up a free consultation, and that's just a chance for us to chat and show me around your place a little bit so that I can see what's going on. And we just chat a little bit about what your goals are and what is it that's the pain points in your home. And that gives me an idea of where do we need to start and what needs to happen for you to reach your goals. And so we're getting at the underlying desire there, that a lot of times people are like, oh, I just want to get my garage cleaned out, or I just want this. And really what it is they want to feel at peace in their home. They want to let go of things that are baggage and holding them back, and they want to just have the things in their home that give them joy and help them. And so I think just reaching out and talking about those things is the best way to start, and then from there we get some sessions set up and dig into the fun stuff.
Therapy.
but cheaper.
I love that, because you mentioned something about freeing them from having more time with their family, with their kids, so that they can feel, as they were made to be there, right? They were made to be there as a mother, as a wife, as, a friend. Yeah. Because sometimes, life gets complicated, and having that extra time is amazing. I like that.
Yeah, well, I think that we all have roles to play, and not every role is ours. And so knowing that, okay, this is not my strength, it's okay to let somebody else do this. Yeah. That's really freeing.
Laura, you speak wisdom, honey. Do you have any more questions?
No, this was fun. I'm glad you were able to give us some tips, of not everything has to be perfect.
Yes, I think that's the biggest thing to get over, is this sense of high expectation that's too high and unrealistic, unattainable. That needs to go. Yeah. That can be decluttered.
Declutter your mind now.
Yes.
I like that.
And actually, that is a lot of the process. Is we're letting go of these ideas that are holding us back. That a lot of the clutter is mental, and it manifests in your space. But if you're working on the space, it does help to declutter the mind.
It really does declutter the mind. I cannot tell you how many times I have feverishly come home like, oh my God, look at my house. And it doesn't matter. I will clean my home in this. I will not care. I won't even put my hair up in a ponytail, and I will get to work. I have done that before. Because it is so essential to have an organized space, you know? I mean, can you just imagine cleaning your shower and your work attire with all your big fancy jewelry on?
You're making the rest of us look bad.
I mean, I was just like, I cannot take this. So I just understand how important and how crucial having a organized space is.
So there is help.
Help is on the way.
There we go.
Well, thank you for watching another episode. Thank you for watching another episode of EmpowHER, where hopefully you get the tools and the resources and the real talk to basically have it all.
Until next time.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Day.
And I'm Anna Cantu, and we are Day and Cantu Luxury Homes here with EXP Luxury.
And we help families create abundance through the love and the harmony of home.
We are luxury real estate professionals here in Southlake and the surrounding areas.
So give us a call when you're ready to transition to your next level of luxury.